I got a new phone.
Wow, it looks expensive, यार. इसका आधा मिलेगा क्या?
चल भाग. And that's my new car.
Wow, looks expensive, यार. सिर्फ लोगो मिलेगा क्या?
चल भाग.
Hey, what are you doing?
I'm buying Apple stocks.
Oh, this is very expensive. आधा मिलेगा क्या?
चल. मिलेगा.
Wow.
Hey folks, CA Rachana Ranade here and I welcome you all to a very informative video. You know, last week I had run this poll on my Twitter and YouTube handle wherein I had asked that how many of you invest in US stock markets. If you look at the percentage, I personally felt that the percentage of people investing is comparatively lower. Then I tried to find out what could be the reasons for the same, and I thought that there might be a possibility that people are not aware about US investing. So today in this video, I'm going to focus on multiple points like what are the advantages of investing in US stock market, how to analyze US stocks, how do we do an SIP in US stocks, what does the taxation on US stocks looks like, and 3 interesting facts about investing in US stocks. So stay tuned till the end. So let's start with what are the advantages of investing in the US stock markets. The very first advantage is that you can buy fractional shares. Now what is that? Assume that I want to buy one apple like this, yes. But is it necessary that I have to eat the entire apple or buy the entire apple, or I can just have a bite of that? Like I can have a bite of that, I can also invest in just one chunk from the entire share. So what is this? This is nothing but investing in a fraction of a share. In simple words, you can say I bought 0.1 shares of Apple. That is also possible, right? But instead of buying 0.1 shares of Apple, is there a way to even get free shares of Apple? And for that, keep on watching the video till the end. We are going to talk about that, right? The second advantage is that weakening rupee against US dollar. So just to give you some stat, in 2011, Indian rupee was at 46.7 rupees against 1 US dollar. And in 2022, right now it is trading in the range of 78 to 80 rupees. Now, when you invest in US stocks, not only can you benefit from the increase in the share price, you can also be benefited with the decreasing INR or the weakening INR. The third advantage is diversification. So typically what happens is that whenever we invest our entire money only in the Indian stock markets. But rather than that, if we want to geographically diversify that as well, we can think about diversifying it by investing some chunk in the US stock markets. The next advantage or the last advantage that I would want to talk about is invest in what you are using day in and day out. For example, Apple Watch, okay? iPhones, if it is about Netflix, if it is about Google, if it is about Microsoft, I am talking about all these companies. Which companies are these? All these are listed on the US stock exchange. You are buying their products, you are using these products day in and day out, you are anyways adding to the top line of their companies. Why not add some profit to your portfolio as well? So that can be the fourth advantage of investing in US stocks. I think I have talked about enough advantages, but then the next question is, are there any limitations? When it comes to investing in US stocks, you typically open an account with some bank or with some broker. The problem here is that the initial account opening fees are very high and even the commissions involved are pretty high. So is there any solution through which all these charges can be taken care of? And answer is yes. That is the main reason why I have opened an account with IND Money and I've been investing through this app for a couple of months and the experience has been amazing. Why? Number one, the account opening fees are absolutely zero. There are no maintenance charges involved, no paperwork involved while opening your account. Then there are no charges involved to load your US stock account. On top of that, there is also no commission when you are buying or selling US stocks. When you are wanting to withdraw from your account, the withdrawal fees is also pretty low and you also get better exchange rate as compared to others. Well, now that you know that IND Money has solutions to almost all your problems, then the big question, how can I get free shares of Apple? The procedure is really simple. All you have to do is go and check out the link in the description box. Open your IND Money account using the same link in the description box. Fund your US stock account with as low as even 500 rupees, and there you go, tada, you will get free stocks of Apple worth rupees 500. Well, now that you know that there is a way to get free stocks of Apple, next big question is, how do I analyze US stocks? So even if you are a beginner, what can be done to analyze stocks in a very simple but a systematic manner? See, step number one is what? You need to understand what does the company do. You need to understand what are the products of the company, right? Once you know what does the company do, second step is you analyze the financials of the company. While analyzing the financials, typically you check the top line growth, you check the bottom line growth. You can also check whether the operating profit margin is good or not. You can check the net profit margin. You can also check the valuations of the company, whether the company is reasonable valued or not. Once financials are in place, then third thing, we check that who all have invested in this company. Are there any big institutional players who are also investing in this company? Then fourth thing you can check is that, okay, I felt that the company is good, but what are the views of the analysts for this company? Are analysts giving a buy rating or a sell rating or a hold rating? What is the scenario? That you can check. Next thing you can check are some technical indicators. Typically you can check 50 days moving average, 200 days moving average, so that you are fair enough about whether this is the right price point to enter or not. And last but not the least, any person is finally interested to see how much are the returns that are given by any stock. See, these are some very basic parameters that even a new beginner can actually use while analyzing any companies. And it can be so amazing if there is a single website wherein I can see all these parameters in a simplified manner, and that too for US stocks also. So here we are going on IND Money website. So what I do is that on the home page itself, I'm just typing out Apple so that we'll just do a quick analysis of this company. So first of all, you can see the overview page, you can see the overall price movement. One small input here, you can also check the price in INR, and here a toggle is given for checking the price in dollars as well, right? Now going to some additional stats. Here if you can see, the website also talks about the days range and the 52 weeks range as well. Then if you remember, I talked about how much returns has this stock given. If you see, monthly return is 17% for Apple stock and a 5-year return is 326.25%. But if you ask me, Rachana, which one is more important? Obviously, my answer is 5-year returns are important, because anything can happen in a span of 1 month, but ideally in a span of 5 years, good fundamentally strong stocks will be higher and at a good CAGR as well, right? Here you can also see the company information. You can see that Apple was founded by whom. Of course, everyone knows about Steve Jobs as well. But later they moved on to what is the overall market cap, everything, all these, the basic points, the valuation of that, everything can be seen here. You can also see what does the product portfolio comprise of, iMacs, MacBook, you anyways know about that, but just it's given on the website as well. You can also see how many employees are there in the organization, who is the CEO of the company. Next point, if you remember, okay, I feel it is good, but what do analysts feel for the stock? Here you can see 53 analysts have given the rating for the stock, and out of that 83% are giving a buy rating on the stock. Even if you see, analysts have also predicted the upside for this stock to almost 11.62% on the upper end. Who has given the prediction? Analysts, not me, okay, but they believe that there is a upper side possible for this stock as well. If I go further down, you can see the financials of the company. You can see that yes, the income is rising. Even if you can see, the revenue is also pretty much on the rising side. If I go below, you can see certain highlights like valuation. You can see basic points like what is the book value. You can see what is the PE ratio, PEG. You can also see some important points like how much is the PE, trailing PE, forward PE. You can also check the enterprise value, EV, EBITDA. Lot of points given all at one shot. But now if you ask me, Rachana, whether this price to sale is fair enough or not. So ideally you will have to compare it with the peers, or you will have to compare it with the industry average, so that you can analyze whether this is a fairly valued company or not, right? Moving ahead with the technicals here, as I mentioned, you can also see the 50 DEMA, you can see the 200 DEMA, and finally you can also check the ESG score for the company. I think this is super cool. You can see so many information points, and that too at one place. If you want, I can also give you example of another stock, which is Amazon. So for Amazon, again, same price points you can see in dollars or rupees. Even if you see returns, you can see 5-year returns is 193.57%. As I mentioned, company information is given here. You can see about what are their products. They have launched the subscription based OTT platform. We all know about that. So anyways, all these points, like I mentioned, CEO is there, how many employees are there in the organization. Important point comes up is analyst recommendation again. 64 analysts have given a rating, 92% of the people have, analysts have given a buy rating for that. If I go ahead, company's financials, here you can see continuously in an increasing trend, revenue is also increasing. And towards the end, as I mentioned, you can also see the highlights about valuation, PE, trailing PE. You can also see the technicals. All in all, I can say one additional point which I did not talk about Apple. So one additional point I would want to tell you, institutional holding is also given on the same page. Here you can see Vanguard has invested 6.68%, BlackRock has invested 5.65%. All these are definitely renowned names. So I hope we have understood how to analyze any company which is listed on the US stock exchange using the IND Money website. So now that you know how to analyze US stocks, the next question is that, can I do an SIP while investing in US stocks? The answer is that if you are using the IND Money app for investing in US stocks, then they offer a weekly SIP as well as a monthly SIP option through their platform. Now, how much is the bare minimum amount? I think this is the best point because the SIP that they offer is very much affordable. You can start your weekly or monthly SIP with as low as 500 rupees. So if you are still getting a little bit scared of investing in US stocks, you are not really sure about whether it will be a good decision or not, you can test the waters of this new investment avenue with as low as even 500 rupees either per week or per month. The second benefit is that it's really beginner friendly. So if you are not sure about how to analyze, anyways, I've told you how to analyze your stocks, but even if you are still a little bit scared, come on, it's about investing in stocks like Apple, like Amazon, like Google, the products that you already know. So comparatively, you will have that confidence level while you are investing in these stocks. Number 3 advantage of investing through the SIP route is that you will be able to conquer the market volatility. So even if the market starts to go down as you invest, still you will get a good average price because you would have invested at all the price points. Now the question is that, had you started your investment journey through an SIP mode, say 10,000 rupees per month in these stocks of Apple and Amazon, what could have been the potential value as on date? So have a look at this table for that. 3 years SIP, 10,000 rupees per month. You would have invested how much? 10,000 into 12 into 3. So that comes to 3,60,000. And for a 5-year SIP, your amount invested could have been 6 lakh rupees. Now, had you invested in Apple for 3 years, that 3,60,000 would have turned to 9,05,778. Had you invested the same amount in Amazon, that would have been 5,02,750. And had you invested in through the SIP route for 5 years, the amount of 6 lakhs in Apple stock could have gone to 19,32,107. And for Amazon, it would have gone to 13,92,195. Feeling bad? Bura lag raha hai. Don't worry. It's better late than never. If you have not invested through the SIP route till date, you have still gotten an opportunity to invest. So for that, I'll show you the IND Money app's calculator. Now what you can do on this SIP calculator is that you can set the monthly investment amount to whatever you want. You can keep it as low as say 10 or 11,000 rupees. Once you set that, then you can go to the expected returns. Here you can say whatever 10%, 11%, whatever you want to keep, you can slide through this bar, and then you can go on to the time period slider bar wherein you can take it whatever 10 years or whatever you want. Then finally you get to know how much is the amount invested, what are the estimated returns, and what will be the total value of your investment. Now let's go ahead with taxation on US stocks. Two major points we have to discuss here. One is about capital gain and one is about taxation on dividend. Okay. For capital gains, everyone knows there are two types. One is a long-term capital gain and one is a short-term capital gain. If you remember, for Indian investing stock, if you're investing in Indian stock market, then the criteria is that your holding period has to be only 12 months to be a short-term capital gain. If it is more than 12 months, it will be a long-term capital gain. For investment in US stocks, this 12 months is replaced by 24 months. Okay. So for a short-term capital gain, you will be taxed as per whatever is your tax slab rate. But if you're talking about long-term capital gain, then you will be taxed at a flat 20% plus surcharge plus education cess. What about taxation on dividends? There is a provision wherein whenever the US company is paying out dividends, they will cut tax. I'm sure everyone has heard about TDS at the rate of 25%. But don't worry, you will get an appropriate tax credit for the same under rule number 128 of the income tax rules. All you have to do is you have to file form number 67 while filing your yearly income tax return. Now let's start with 3 interesting facts which are revolving around investing in US stock markets. The very first one is about the mini save feature on the IND Money app. The second one is what are the trading hours for investing in US stock market, and the third one is about what is the concept of proportionate dividend. So let's quickly run through one by one. Now let me explain the IND Money's new feature, which is mini save, with the help of a simple example. Assume that you have ordered food online through some online delivery app and your total bill comes to 293 rupees. Now what will happen? How much rupees will get debited from your account? It will not be 293 but it will be 300. Why? Because IND Money will round off to the nearest 10 rupees. Of course, for that you will have to give 2 permissions to the IND Money app. Number 1, to track your expenses, and number 2, to debit your account. Now what happens is that this 7 rupee change will get saved in your account, and once this saving reaches 1000 rupees, it will get automatically invested in some US stock. Again, for that you will have to define which stock you would want your money to be invested in. So basically with this amazing feature, you can not only invest on a weekly basis, on a monthly basis, but you can also invest on a daily basis. Number 2, this spare change of 7 rupees, क्या ही करने वाले उससे? That 7 rupees, in Marathi we call thembe thembe tale sache. With this, you can invest these small changes and make your investments grow to the next level. So what are you waiting for? Like more than 5 million people who have already started using IND Money app, you can also do that. And again, you can also check out the link in the description box, download the app, fund your US stock account and get free Apple shares worth rupees 500. Moving on to our next 2 set of questions. Number 1 was that can you get dividend on fractional shares? So if you remember in the pre-bumper of video, we were asking for fractions of everything, right? So I had also told you in the beginning of the video that yes, you can invest in fractional shares, but then will you be eligible to get dividend on those fractional shares? Answer is obviously yes. So let me give you a simple example. For one share, if $10 of dividend is declared, and if you have bought only half a share, how much dividend you will get? You will get proportionate dividend, that is nothing but $5. So at this point of proportionate dividend is also clear. Moving ahead with the trading hours of US stock market, we should not be talking about US timing. For Indian timing, what is important is that their market opens at 7 p.m. and it closes at 1:30 a.m. as per our Indian standard timings. But then would you have to stay awake to place an order? Answer is no. You can definitely place an order on the IND Money app whenever you want to, but it will get executed only during the market hours. I hope with these all points and with all these points that I have discussed throughout the entire video, now you are pretty much convinced as to how investing in the US stock markets can help you to diversify your portfolio. So if you are convinced, don't forget to check out the link in the description box below, download the IND Money app using the same link, fund your US stock account, and you will be eligible to get free shares worth rupees 500 of Apple. Like you can get an opportunity to get these free shares, you can also gift this free knowledge to your friends by sharing this video and hitting the like button. If you want to know more about introduction to US stock markets, you can also click here. And if you want to know more about Netflix, you can click here. Till then, take care. Jai Hind and bye-bye.